Baby, this episode of Boruto, I believe episode 65, gonna go down in history as of right now at the very least, hands down, the best looking episode, the best fight of the series thus far, and probably the best episode. And there's been a couple of episodes in Boruto that have been high scale, but I don't think anything of this caliber. Now, in case people don't know, even the studio was hyping it up. Yo, we got one of the top animators coming in, so I was already highly anticipating this episode. But I gotta say that above and beyond, with this episode finishing off the MomoShiki fight, we can honestly say that the movie at this point is not necessarily irrelevant, because if it wasn't for the movie, they wouldn't have all the direction that they had to create this stuff. But definitely, this makes the movie just negated. Like, you don't need the Boruto movie anymore when you got the anime that time and time again, for the movie aspects at the very least, you could say, outdid the movie. The anime has just, between the extra fights and the Chunin exams, and then this episode, baby, like, ooh, MomoShiki. So last week's episode, or the previous episode, MomoShiki ate Kinshiki and became this godlike creature. 100% I can say. I said it in the manga because, in case you don't know, the new redesign for MomoShiki was done in the manga. This is straight out of the manga. So now we're getting into different territories of, okay, you know, they changed things up and they're following the path of the manga. And 1000% way better design of the MomoShiki we got in the movie, when he was just looking like a big red Shrek ogre looking thing. I was like, nah, not really. This one though, he looked absolutely magnificent. The art and animation, again, I can't stress how amazing this episode looked, how every character was on point, and how fluid everything, like even just MomoShiki, you know, seeing his cloth and everything just breezing in the wind. I was like, yeah, they did their thing with the art and animation with this one. And the fights, oh, ooh. So the Kage, which I don't know, like if you go back, you know, to Naruto Shippuden, when the 5 Kage fought against Madara, they put up a fight. Granted, Madara did put them down at the end of the day. Tsunade, Gaara, you know, Onoki, like all of the previous Kage, well, minus Gaara, obviously, he's the only one that's still from the previous generation. But I gotta say that they put up a pretty decent fight against Madara, and it was like, okay, nicely done, y'all did y'all thing. But MomoShiki just absolutely bodied the Kage, showcasing that, one, the Otsutsuki clan is on a whole different level than even what Madara, like, you know, almost accomplished, shall I say, of, like, you know, where he was at strength-wise or whatever. MomoShiki on a whole different level. You could argue, well, the previous Kage was stronger than these Kage, you know what I'm saying? You could say that Onoki was just way stronger than his granddaughter, and that's why they were able to put up a fight. But regardless of what, they definitely got bodied, which showcases again either that these Kage are weaker than the previous Kage, or MomoShiki is just on a whole different scale, which he definitely is. Like, I'm pretty sure he's far beyond even what Kaguya was, and Kaguya was stronger than Madara. So you do the power scaling thing, yeah, MomoShiki should definitely body. But damn, like, they didn't put up too much of a fight. They tried, but they got absolutely annihilated. And then the Naruto and Sasuke versus MomoShiki moment, like, I'll be honest with you guys, I personally felt like, I don't even know, I was like in 2011 or something, 2012, watching the old Naruto Shippuden anime. It gave me those vibes when I was watching it. Seeing Naruto and Sasuke teaming up to fight MomoShiki, seeing the way it was done, the musical cues that they used. I believe they used the Naruto Shippuden theme and stuff like that. It just really, or was it original Naruto? I can't remember where that theme is exactly from. It's either Shippuden or original, but either way, the way they executed that, it just gave me those vibes of like, man, the good old days of Naruto, when, you know, every freaking episode I was so excited, like, oh my god, with Boruto, it's been hit or miss. But this episode really gave me that vibe of like, yo, this is how I used to love this series, these characters, this universe in general, and it really did that, and it accomplished it in such an incredible way. Naruto and Sasuke teaming up against MomoShiki, not using, you know, big jutsu, hand-to-hand combat. That gave me those vibes of early, you know, original Naruto, not really having to use all these big techniques and everything, just straight up, like, it was a lot of hand-to-hand, because obviously, you know, he could absorb on some Android 19 the jutsu or whatever. Naruto and Sasuke teaming up, and then when they had those split screens of them working together, outdid the movie again. Like, the movie is almost, you could say, irrelevant at this point because of the anime. The anime, just everything, every cue, MomoShiki's design, the Naruto and Sasuke versus MomoShiki fight, all of it just completely relegated the movie to like, hey, it's a cool movie, and wouldn't, if it wasn't for the movie, we wouldn't have the direction we have. But still, movie no more. Like Naruto and Sasuke, oh, that was just absolutely incredible. And I still can't believe, like, yo, they did it in a way that it was reminiscent of the early stuff, showcasing though that they're far beyond that at this point, because they're adults. Obviously Naruto and Sasuke are, you know, far above what they were. And even to a certain degree, just seeing MomoShiki, that like, yo, he's a god in a sense, because he was trying to use big jutsu just because they couldn't, he was still using. But Naruto and Sasuke, just, this is something that had Naruto and Sasuke patched things up long time before, you know, the ending of Naruto, we would have seen a lot of team-ups of this scale or whatever. So definitely Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki fight, absolutely incredible. But then even further than that, which was my favorite moment, once, you know, all the Kage, everybody are just trapped, pretty much Momoshiki using, you know, Shikamaru's shadow jutsu or whatever to freeze them or whatever, when Boruto stepped in, which it's always, you know, when I watch any type of medium and they have a kid that is definitely like, you know, Boruto really shouldn't have been there per se, like as far as there's a lot of legendary people here, and Boruto's, you know, like a genin, you know, he's just, or yeah, he's a genin, he's not even a chunin yet. So I was feeling a certain way. I felt like this with the manga and you know, the movie and stuff like that, but the way they executed it when he was doing the Rasengan and seeing, you know, Jiraiya, Minato, everybody coming together, and like the little, like that really hit me in the feels, I'm not gonna lie, especially the Jiraiya one. But Minato, you know, Naruto and Sasuke from the end of Shippuden, all of that was just a beautiful scene, showcasing again the passing of the torch. Obviously, you know, now it's the next generation, and that's why they kind of had to have Boruto handle it. But it wasn't in a way of like Boruto is just this OP guy that comes in. It was strategy, which is something that was lost a lot of the times in, you know, Naruto Shippuden. Boruto has it here or there, but it's not really a big thing. But seeing the amount of strategy that they use, Sasuke believing in Boruto, I love the fact that all those core elements mean something. I can't stand when I watch something and all of the build up really doesn't mean shit because they go a different direction. The fact that Sasuke being his mentor meant something to him, and that's why he was able to overcome, like, yo, what am I supposed to do in this situation? Seeing the whole thing of Nindo, which I didn't even realize that Boruto and them look at that as like, that's old fashioned. Your ninja way, that's old school, bro. But seeing that Sasuke instilled a big valuable lesson into Boruto with that, incredible. And honestly, the way they took Momoshiki down using the vanishing Rasengan, that was freaking awesome. Honestly, just all around this episode, 11 out of 10 type of status, okay? 1,000 out of 10 type of status. Best episode of Boruto. Honestly, if you compare it to a lot of stuff in, you know, Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, it's on that scale. And of course, Kishimoto being the writer behind it does help to make it a little bit more like, yo, this is good stuff. And it's unfortunate that it's very visible, especially with the Boruto anime. Whenever it's something done by the original author, it usually shines, and it is like amazing. You know, even going back to the Mitsuki special, going back to the Sarada Gaiden stuff, all of that top of the line, and yet again, it just shined there. But something that was a big turn opposed to what was in the movie, because obviously the movie was one self-contained story or whatever. There was a couple elements that the anime built up, and obviously even going into the manga, what the manga did, that they're starting to take a different direction. For starters, we got to see Boruto's eye, you know, his special eye, that was used, which we haven't seen that in a bit now. So seeing that, kind of connecting that Tonetti's existence did mean something, because let's be honest, I said it, I don't know, my last Boruto video, Tonetti kind of got X'd out the picture in the middle of like, yo, really, like, what's that? But at the very least, Boruto's eye being there and knowing that Tonetti was seemingly the one that gave him that eye, very good stuff. That was beneficial in the fight. But then afterwards, which by the way, isn't there still one more of the Otsutsuki? Like, he wasn't put down yet, if I'm not mistaken. Urashiki, he still should be around somewhere, so that's going to kind of be interesting. Maybe they're going to incorporate it in some way for certain events, and I don't want to get spoiler heavy regarding what's happening with the manga, but yeah, that's just something to know. Urashiki is still lingering, if I'm not mistaken. But the build-up at the end of Momoshiki speaking to Boruto, telling him about his future, telling him you cannot, a normal person that defeats a god can't exist normally anymore, and grabbing his arm and stuff like that. Definitely something very interesting and different than what was in the movie, and it's a big foreshadowing for events to come. Now, I don't know exactly how the anime is going to play it. I know the manga, that was pretty precise of how the manga did it for the most part, and it's going to be interesting to see where that leads forward, because that is a huge plot piece going forward in the Boruto story and the way it was done as well. It was just interesting because it added everything of what we've been up until this point with this story, which is everything. Honestly, it just did an incredible job, and I was kind of curious to see, and I'm again trying to be very light because I don't want to spoil things, but that MomoShiki Boruto ending was really symbolic, and honestly, for things to come, it's going to be exciting. Kind of curious what a lot of you people think, though, about this episode of Boruto. 1, is it the best episode? 2, did it remind you of that feel that you got when you was watching Naruto and Naruto Shippuden back in the day, and you felt like, I can't wait for the next episode? I wish Boruto could be like this all the time, because between the art and animation being absolutely stellar, the storytelling, the fights, the techniques, everything about it was just... Please, Period, give us more of that, and I think Boruto will be golden. Also, for people, in case you didn't watch anything else and you just jumped into Boruto here, from here on out, this is going after stuff from the movie. Probably gonna maybe do a little bit of anime original, but definitely follow what's going on with the manga. So yeah, if you've been wanting to see what happens after the movie, now's the time to jump into Boruto, and what a great time, because this episode was just incredible. But that is all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, stalk my Facebook. Follow me on Twitch and hit the bell to get all notifications of my videos. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day. That episode, though. That episode!
We make a major move, laugh and let the haters lose. We don't give a fuck, virginity intact, cream stack. Paper rules, if you heard it, best believe